Speaking of 9/11, do you want to hear what one celebrity's take on what inspired 9/11 is?
Sure, I guess. What a fucked up way to start the show this week.
Okay, this is Margaret Atwood, who wrote The Handmaid's Tale. She's also a very prolific poet and author.
Isn't that that story about the lesbians?
No.
Oh. What am I thinking of then?
It's the TV show on Hulu.
Does it have lesbians in it?
No.
What am I thinking of then? Why am I thinking about lesbians so much lately?
Is it because you just clicked out of your tab where you were watching your porn?
No, I'm not doing that right now.
No, that's what you do after
Although,
the
speaking
podcast.
of being a lesbian, I met a very wonderful lady, and now I have a girlfriend, and she's cool, and we've been seeing each other for about a month, and she's like
so
my...
you're lesbians now.
Yeah, she's my lesbian girlfriend, because I'm a girl.
So let's talk about it. So Margaret Atwood told that she believes that Star Wars might have inspired the 9/11 attacks. On Friday,
Wow, that's an accusation.
Variety's Power of Women event in New York, Atwood stood by what she said, adding, "Flying a vehicle into a target to blow it up. Okay. Star Wars is fiction, so he gets that, but kamikaze pilots did the same thing. So it's not a new thing, and it's not an original thought with me. I thought that people already knew that, but I guess some people are so young that they forgot about that." Canadian author said that she didn't get added that the 9/11 terrorists didn't get the idea from my opera. Don't worry, they got the idea from Star Wars. Remember the first one? Two guys fly a plane in the middle of something and blow that up. The only difference is in Star Wars they get away. Right after 9/11, they hired a bunch of Hollywood screenwriters to tell them how the story might go next. Sci-fi writers are very good at this stuff, anticipating future events. They don't all come true, but they are interesting what-if scenarios.
What?
Yep.
No! It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard anyone try to rationalize away.
Well, it happened.
Someone uses a spaceship to blow up a larger spaceship. Clearly it inspired this terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm.
That took place on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't involve a single spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's not a space station because it moves.
Mm-hmm.
What propels the Death Star, David? Does it have some kind of thruster on it? How does it go? What's gravity like on the inside? Because it doesn't rotate.
I don't give a shit.
Does it have just like a giant, like, thruster on the back that just shoves it? Does Darth Vader have to just, like...
I don't care.
You know what? Maybe it's because Darth Vader is so good with the Force that they just tell him the exact coordinates to shove the thing, and then he uses the Force to nudge it slightly, and then because it's space and that's how that works, it just goes.
Well, if that would happen, then he certainly would have been better at throwing those crates in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Kept throwing those crates at Luke, and Luke was like, "Ow, stop it! Ow! Dad! Stop throwing rocks at me! Such a dick! Ow, Dad, that's my hand! Don't cut that off! I'll never join you. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends." And he throws himself off a scaffolding and into a
It's not a phase, Dad.
It's not a phase, Dad. The light side is the way. I don't want to be a corporate, boring businessman like you who works for the government.
Yeah, I like to imagine that that Luke was just a petulant child the whole time, and then when he finally was faced with some sort of actual conflict, when Kylo Ren rebelled against him, he just ran away because he was so immature.
Damn, dude. I forgot that episode 8 existed. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's the best Star Wars movie since 1983. Easily.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I liked it. There was plenty of cool. I mean, sure, there's like a whole subplot in there that you could totally just remove, but like there was a lot of stuff in there that I thought was cool. My favorite sequence was when they rammed the ship into the other ship at light speed because it looked so cool. Mm-hmm. It was breathtaking.
People are saying like, oh, why didn't they do that before? Like in the universe with space wizards, giant milk cow boob monsters, and Jabba the Hutt procreating, I think we can accept that you're not supposed to think too much about the details. Especially when
it's
it comes
weird
to Jabba
when
the
you
Hutt.
milk an animal that's so anthropomorphic. Like, why was Luke so... He just goes over and just grabs space boob, gets a jar of milk.
Yeah, you gotta feed yourself somehow on Space Ireland. And he doesn't have any potatoes.
Oh yeah, that's a real island. That's a real island in Ireland.
Skellig Michael, off Ireland.
Remember when he almost died and fell down the stairs there?
Good.
Well, I mean, he didn't actually fall down the stairs, but he almost did, and it was just such a steep incline that he probably would have fallen and broken his neck. And then, like, a production assistant grabbed him and saved his life.
Hey, you remember when Harrison Ford had a plane crash but survived?
Remember when Harrison Ford broke his leg under the weight of a Star Trek door? I know that it's Star Wars, but whenever you have a sliding door like that, I call it a Star Trek door.
Mm-hmm. Well, a real Star Trek door is when you have two extras pushing the door open and close because you don't have the budget for a couple of motors.
Yeah, you just make it out of cardboard, and you just have like just Gary the fucking PA, just like pull a rope.
Mm-hmm. That's what you do. So then what the actors would do to prank each other would be to bribe those guys to not open the door.
Do they seriously do that?
They did that.
That's so cool. So then Leonard Nimoy just walks up to the door and then just nothing
just runs into it.
I think it's funnier if he just walks up to it and he's just waiting and it doesn't go, and he turns and looks at the camera and he looks back and it still doesn't go.
You're thinking of like the Office style thing right there.
Yeah. I want to see A Quiet Place so bad because I think that guy is super cool.
You know what's really funny is
I wanted him to be Captain America.
So, Dwight and Jim from The Office have both gotten their post-Office careers. Dwight is now on Star Trek. He's playing Harry Mudd.
He is?
Yeah.
Like the young version of Harry Mudd?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Rainn Wilson is on Star Trek. And then, of course, John Krasinski. Well, I mean, it'd be enough of good luck for him if he got to marry Emily Blunt, but he also got to make a movie with her.
It was apparently a super awesome movie. Like, no one has said anything bad about it.
Well, it is PG-13, so...
That's okay. I mean, I think the problem with that is that how do you have a lot of cussing in the movie if there's no dialogue?
Blood.
And you don't always need blood. Granted, I'm a blood and guts connoisseur. I fucking love blood and guts, and everything I write usually has blood and guts.
Hey, I sent you a picture of Rainn Wilson on Star Trek.
Oh, that's cool. Good for him. I don't think he looks good with that beard, though.
You're Rainn Wilson, secretly.
Oh, man, keep Ellen Page away from me.
Why?
Did you not see that movie?
What movie?
Super by James Gunn before he did Guardians of the Galaxy. That movie is really good. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
It only grossed $420,000 on a budget of $2.5 million.
Well, it still got him more directing work. I mean, I think every single person came out of that movie and had their career go to better places.
Hey, speaking of TV shows that you like, do you want to guess who they cast in the Tim Miller Terminator reboot?
I'm gonna look it up on. And actually, you know what? It's trending on Twitter right now, so I'm gonna click on it. Who did they cast? Gabriel Luna.
You've seen him on one of your favorite TV shows.
Favorite is a strong word, but yes, he's Ghost Rider.
He was Ghost Rider on Xavier's favorite show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a strong word.
It's your favorite show, though.
No. Don't spread these lies. Don't say that. People will believe you. But no, you know what?
Don't listen to him. I'm his best friend, so I know what he likes. And he loves Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No! Hey, so what character is he playing?
Doesn't say.
Oh.
It's a Terminator, maybe?
I don't think he'd be a good Terminator. I don't know. He just doesn't look like it to me. I don't think anyone can play the Terminator. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger in that role is just like too iconic.
Well, he's gonna be back too.
Is he gonna be? I'll be back.
And Linda Hamilton.
She's like the best part. I'm so glad her death is no longer canon. Fuck Terminator 3.
Wait, what? Rainn Wilson was in Galaxy Quest?
Yeah, he was one of the weird alien dudes. Don't you remember?
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had the white makeup and that one of those black wigs on, but yeah, he was totally in there. Same as that guy who Deadpool kept accusing of being a pedophile in the Deadpool movie. T.J. Miller. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was the other guy. But fuck T.J. Miller.
Yes.
If you're T.J. Miller, unsubscribe. You're a fucking asshole. I hope you burn in hell. I've never felt this strongly about a celebrity. I really, really hate him.
Well, it's also that he's from Denver.
I'm ashamed that he's from the same place.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be associated with that. He is a blight on society. I hope he actually does go to jail for 5 years.
Like, Denver's a really cool town, but
so he can't pollute more of our society with his movies.
It's also the hometown of T.J. Miller. So.
We don't put that on the sign out front. Tell you that much.
Yeah, we're just like Denver. Welcome to City and County of Denver. We're sorry for T.J. Miller.
We're sorry for T.J. Miller. That's the title of this episode.
So, in case you didn't know, T.J. Miller called in a fake bomb threat on a train,
a serious crime
in Connecticut.
For what was the reason again? He was just mad at some lady.
He was also drunk.
Well, of course.
I mean, I have a theory that T.J. Miller is secretly drunk 24/7.
He talks like it. I hate his stupid slurred speech. He always sounds like he's high off his ass.
He always sounds like a frat bro who's had too many beverages.
Hi, I'm T.J. Miller. Wow, you look like a scrotum, Deadpool. Anyway, I think the Emoji Movie was really underappreciated and everyone's being an asshole for not thinking it's high art because it's a movie about nonconformism and I'm gonna kill myself because people didn't like it. Also, he's a rapist.
But more importantly, he was in the Emoji Movie.
That's the scale of bad things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Be in the Emoji Movie, and then rape someone. Demonetized.
Then calling a bomb threat.
And then calling a bomb threat. And then And then on the very, very top is just B.T.J. Miller in general.
Mm-hmm. So Fox executives, if you're listening, please cut him from Deadpool 2. Please. Please.
Replace him with Christopher Plummer.
Yes! Do it! I would be totally on board for Christopher Plummer as Weasel, because Christopher Plummer is amazing.
You know what?
Star Trek. He played a Shakespeare-quoting Klingon.
You know what? He would not fit that character at all. You know who'd fit that character?
Kevin Spacey?
Christopher Mintz-Platz, or however you say his name. Mintz-Platz.
I don't know who that is.
You ever seen Superbad?
No.
You ever seen Kick-Ass?
No.
That one I know for a fact is a lie because I watched that movie with you. I asked you that question because I knew you would lie. But no, he was Red Mist.
So he was a period man.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that guy's not in anything anymore. But like, yeah, that guy could play Weasel because Weasel is supposed to be like a scrawny, like kind of nerd, kind of beta male bitch, and Deadpool slaps him around.
Like you could play him.
No, David, you gotta be mean like that.
You and him are both gingers.
No, he has black hair.
Well,
and it's short black hair. T.J. Miller is just a fuck and didn't want to change his hair for the role. I would have done it because I actually give a shit about my craft. I don't just show up and put a pair of fake glasses on and go, oh look, I'm the character now, and then act nothing like the character, and then not read from the script all day. Piece of shit. Do you know Tim Miller hated him? And he had to like yell at him all the time and tell him to stop fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
What a professional. Kids. Okay, so, you know, when you're in film school, they emphasize so much about the importance of being a professional on a set. Because you will get your ass fired so quick if you do anything to, like, screw with production. If you slow them down by, like, 2 minutes, your ass is gone. You know, they have such a strict, like, you know, kind of regimen for how we got to get things done. And if anyone isn't on board and if anyone's causing problems, they're done. But for some reason, he thinks because he's the funniest guy in the universe and everything he says is hilarious, he can just ad-lib for 45 minutes and not actually say the lines in the script because I can come up with something funnier. And to me, as someone who wants to work in that industry, that is abhorrent and offensive. And I don't think he should get away with that kind of thing.
Offensive and abhorrent?
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm texting my girlfriend right now.
You mean texting your beard?
God damn it. No! No! I am a proud gay woman.
Not yet. You haven't transitioned yet, so you're still a man. So you're...
Stop shaming me.
Okay. I'll keep doing it.
No, you.
No.
No, you.
No.
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 Nah.
Eh.
Have you heard of an alien invasion movie? I sent you the trailer for this.
Which one?
Fire in the Sky. Have you heard of that movie?
I've heard of it. I can't remember if I... Oh, wait, yeah, here's the trailer. You said like potential couch potatoes. Let me watch the trailer right now.
Yeah.
Get a live reaction.
It's like an alien invasion movie. Except no, it's an alien abduction movie.
It already looks.
I've heard that there's a certain scene from it that's very good.
It doesn't look bad. Huh. This looks kind of Jacob's Laddery.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen that movie?
No.
It's really good. Huh.
Huh.
Is this that movie that has that alien abduction scene where the guy is getting like probed and tortured and stuff, and it's so like horrendous and like hard to watch that it was actually like scaring people to death in the theater?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I remember there was like some movie where they're like, yeah, here's a scene where someone gets abducted by aliens and they probe him, and it's so disturbing that like it was like really really getting to people, which I think is fascinating, and upsettingly would probably not bother me that much. I'm not disturbed by things in movies anymore, and it makes me sad.
You're a terrible person.
I'm so jaded.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
You are a terrible person.
Hey, did I tell you I watched Annihilation finally?
Yeah, you did. Like last podcast.
Oh. Well, I liked it.
Did you like the grotesque scene in that movie?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, well, there's a couple of them. But yeah, that one.
The one.
The guts one.
Yeah, that was the gutsiest one.
Yeah, that was
hey!
good. Also, the design for that bear thing was so good. They're like
TRU.
What?
TRU.
True. It's a bunch of millennials. God damn it.
Hashtag TRU.
Hashtag true facts, but facts is spelled FAX.
Well, it's true that I did fax that.
Have you ever faxed someone a dirty picture?
No.
I feel like that would be really funny. Like,
that sounds like something that you would do on The Office.
like faxing nudes?
Yeah.
And it's just like taking the time to like slowly print it out. And it's taking forever. And you're like looking at it and you're like, all right, we're about to see something. And it's still scrolling and scrolling. And it's just taking so long to see it. And you're like, come on!
When I said sent nudes, this wasn't what I meant.
It takes so long to fax nudes. I was having a conversation about this the other day with Brandon.
You have conversations with people?
Yeah. Apparently his friend
Nerd.
tried to moon him, but accidentally pulled his pants down too far. And he's like... He was like, it's a rite of passage into manhood to accidentally see your friend's balls.
True.
And I was like, well, I mean, you know what my fax number is. He was...
Hashtag awkward.
No, it's okay. I have a girlfriend. I'm not gay. I mean, I am, but I'm a girl, so...
You will be soon.
One day.
So, according to
Homophones.
So here's the thing: if
That's
you
my
are,
favorite spelling error ever.
So according to homophones, if you are a transgender person, then you are not really the gender that you say you are. So if you're a transgender woman that is into women, you're just a guy that's into women, who's in denial. So, question is, If you are a transgendered woman and you want to get married to a woman, do they allow you to get married because secretly you're just a straight guy who wants to be a woman? Or do they not because gay marriage isn't a bad thing? Is a bad thing?
I don't know. I'm not trans, David. That's your territory.
No, I'm talking about the homophones.
The homophones.
Like the people who don't like those
The
people.
knights and the knight. Have you ever read Are you allowed to read out loud?
Yes.
What so they're saying that their thing is there. You know?
So that's my question is that's so that was something that
I don't
saw
think
on
our
Twitter.
audience of like mostly 14-year-olds and then two guys in their like mid to late 20s. I don't think they're gonna really have an answer for us on that one.
On the Schrodinger's marriage.
Yeah. Schrodinger's gay marriage.
Yeah.
That's also possibly a straight marriage.
Depending on whether you think that the gender that they say they are is the gender that they are or not.
I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're supposedly not a homophone, so you're not the best person to ask about this.
Yeah. Yeah, I have too many gay friends.
Like Brandon.
He doesn't listen to the podcast. I wish he did.
You should tell him that we called him gay.
You know what? He would totally just go with it, too.
Like Brandon and Damien and Dane.
Just name dropping everyone today. Scrubs' real name is William.
Squilliam.
Squilliam Fancy Son.
They're all the gays. And remember, if you say that you're into both guys and girls, you're just in denial about how gay you are. There's no such thing as bisexual.
You hear that?
Just so you know.
You hear that, Joey? I wonder if he listens to this.
He doesn't.
Does anyone listen to this?
No.
Oh. I know Dane does.
Dane DeHaan?
Yeah. Dane DeHaan, the guy who draws things for me.
And
I gotta tell you, he's drawing my next tattoo.
And he's also a part-time actor in a little movie that nobody heard of called Valerian.
It's David's favorite movie ever.
It's not, actually.
Love it.
Because my favorite movie ever is Dark City.
You love it, you slut.
Are you a slut for Spider-Man?
Yes. Okay, so this is like a weird running joke where David calls me a slut constantly.
It's a lot of fun, actually, to call somebody a slut who is demonstrably not one. Because he's too much of a virgin.
Aw, come on, man.
Xavier is very virginal.
Not anymore. I don't want. Anyway.
You tried to say not anymore, but then you realized that you'd be lying.
I just don't want to say too much.
Well, why stop now? You've already made it. You've already embraced yourself this far. Why not just embrace it?
No, I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm not gonna damn myself any further.
Well, you're already going to hell. Why not have some fun while you're doing it?
Are you hitting on me?
I'm gonna leave that up to interpretation.
I bet there's a fanfic out there.
Nah, we're not popular enough for that yet.
Someone's drawing Rule 34 of me.
You have to wait until 100K subscribers for that.
Joey just flat out said he was going to draw Rule 34 of me. He even showed me it. You can see, I mean, it's me in a Spider-Man costume, and you can just see the outline of everything. Yeah. And I was very happy because he was very generous in his portrayal of it.
I want him to draw you as Spider-Man in the fan fiction that I read.
Oh God, no.
Where he's cross-dressing.
No.
Yes, please. I want this.
Why did you do that? I'm still so baffled.
Because it was a practical joke on you.
On just me? You made a 25-minute video just to fuck with me.
Yes.
No.
You and Drexman.
And Drexman.
Because Drexman tweeted that clip of like him going, "It's time to stop," when I was reading the Garfield fanfiction. So it was just like, you know what? Let's take this to the next level. I could imagine Xavier being very annoyed about this.
You know, I never actually watched the video all the way through. It got too difficult. It was really bad. Although I appreciate your Deadpool voice, though, because it sounds more accurate than what most people do. Because he has scar tissue on his vocal cords. He's supposed to sound kind of sickly.
So
I mean, his whole body is cancer, literally.
I actually texted Xavier and was like, "What's a good Deadpool voice?"
You know what? I should have known that's what you were doing, because he tweeted at you earlier to not do stuff about fan fiction anymore because you were reading Garfield and John shit. And then you asked me like 10 minutes later, "Hey, what is Deadpool's voice supposed to sound like?" And it didn't occur to me at all. I was like, "Oh, is this for a video?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I just like described you in detail what I always imagined his voice to sound like based on descriptions from the comics and like, you know, reasoning with like his word bubbles being like yellow and gross looking.
Mhm.
And then I just was like, I don't know what he's doing that for. And then I just left you alone for a few hours, and you can't be trusted.
Mhm. Did you have fun?
Have fun throwing up at your insolence?
Yes.
Yeah? And then you sent me that thing with the minions, and then the Phineas and Ferb thing, and I don't know if I can do this anymore, man.
Yes, it was wonderful.
It's too much stress on my body.
Is it stressing you too hard?
For fuck's sake. Why are you like this?
Because your reaction is too wonderful.
Fuck. I'm so upset right now. Fuck you.
Oh, and by the way, I discovered, did you see the Superman comic about suicide?
That
JMS?
Straczynski wrote. I actually didn't read it.
It's really cool, actually. I'm surprised by how good JMS is writing comics, despite the fact that comics are inherently a bad medium for storytelling.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm gonna kill you. Comics are a great storytelling medium. How dare you?
Why is it that all the comic book movies have been better than the comics?
They haven't, though. They routinely haven't.
Come on, the Catwoman comic was easily not as good as the movie. I mean, the movie had an evil makeup company whose skincare product
made you super powered. I put on this special makeup and now I'm super strong and my skin is hard as diamonds.
And that's obviously a lot better than the comic.
Yeah, the comic where it has conflict and plot development and characters.
No, fuck that. We need a makeup company as the evil villain. Oh, and speaking of like weirdly sexist feminist movies.
Yeah, right? Like, you know, that was one of the first ever female-led superhero movies, and she fought a makeup company. And then your point, which I know exactly what you're about to talk about.
Ocean's 8. You know the Ocean spin-off movie with Sandra Bullock as George Clooney's sister? Isn't it weirdly sexist that the girls are stealing somebody's diamonds? Because girls like their... Because diamonds are a girl's best friend, after all.
No, of course they can't steal something, you know, just like normal. It's got to go with the female theme.
They love fashion, they love pretty dresses, they love diamonds. They like shiny things, like girls.
Girls are shiny.
So girls like girls.
That's true. I like girls.
Does that mean you're a girl then?
No. But I am.
Nerd.
No, you.
Nah, I'm the cool one here.
Whatever, cis male scum.
Are you trans male scum?
I don't know. I feel like this joke about me being a girl is getting too far and we might actually bordering on being offensive.
I have no idea what the joke even is anymore.
Well, I just asked if I could be a lesbian and you were very upset by that question. And now here we are all this time later and we're still talking about it.
What?
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 Who?
Who?
Whatever.
I don't know.
That's alright.
Eh.
I mean, you know, not always.
Well, unless...
Yeah, I guess.
Unusually.
Really?
Well, stereotypically.
Oh, no.
Star Wars.
Spider-Man.
Star Wars.
Spider-Man.
Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
You know, I think that people are actually going to find that they... I think Star Wars fans are going to find that they like The Last Jedi more than they expected they would in like 6 months when they actually start thinking about the movie.
You know, a lot of people tell me that people were not happy with Empire when it happened.
Yeah, and like Simpsons fans were not happy with that's the infamous example is that the Simpsons fans that didn't like the rake joke in the
with the Sideshow Bob.
With Sideshow Bob, like people wrote so saltily about that one joke, but then now it's one of the most iconic jokes of the series.
You know what? You started talking about how there was something about The Simpsons someone didn't like, so I just Googled Armin Tamzarian. Do you remember that? Oh, we didn't watch far enough into the show for that. We gotta do that next time we watch it. Okay, so...
We need to watch everybody's favorite racist against Indians show.
Oh, let's not get into that.
You know, I just wanted to make a joke about it. I didn't actually want to talk about it.
Okay, so Principal Skinner is not actually Principal Skinner. They reveal in an episode that...
Principal Steamed
Hams Man. They reveal in a later episode, like, around, like, I think, like, the 10th-ish season, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe earlier than that. That Principal Seymour Skinner is actually a totally different guy that this character that we know was in a platoon with during, like, Vietnam. And then he got taken into a POW camp. And then the other guy went to go tell his mother about it and, like, announce that he was, like, dead because they thought he was KIA. And then she mistook Armin Tamzarian for her son and just started calling him Seymour. And then he just went with it for decades and then became a school principal. And then the real Skinner shows up and then reveals that he's an imposter. And I was like, oh my god, this is just the Clone Saga. No, I'm the real Peter Parker.
Nobody's the real Peter Parker. There is no such thing as the real Peter Parker. The real Peter Parker is a myth.
I want to voice Spider-Man in more things.
Don't.
I feel like it was a lot of fun the other time I did it. I actually showed my girlfriend that video yesterday because she had never seen it before.
Which one?
The one with me voice acting for Spider-Man stuff. And then, like, for comparison, I showed her the original versions of those clips, and she's like, wow, it is pretty close. Because I sound most like the Web of Shadows guy and also the Ultimate Spider-Man guy.
I forgot that was a thing that you did.
Yeah, I do too sometimes. People don't usually ask me to voice him that much anymore. In fact, someone asked me to voice Batman recently, and I'm like, dude, are you serious?
If Michael Keaton can do it.
Yeah?
Keaton of the Michael.
Yeah? Michael Keaton can do a lot of things, though. That's not fair.
Are you the Keaton?
You know what? I don't wish I was Michael Keaton.
Why not?
Because his hairline isn't very good.
It's better than yours. I mean, you have pretty terrible hair right now.
Bitch, both my grandpas have a full head of hair. I'm never losing it. It skips a generation, so my kid is totally fucked. But my dad's going a little bit bald. I mean, he's not going bald. He has like a bald spot. It's not terrible. It was made worse by his helmet when he was in the Marines. Apparently,
does that mean that Dark Helmet's gonna go bald?
Yes. You know, the other day I was talking to Damien about my girlfriend, and I was pouring my heart out and like talking about how important she is to me. And then he just sent me that clip of Dark Helmet going, I'm surrounded by assholes. And I was like, wow, thanks.
Fucking nerd.
Fucking nerd. I miss Rick Moranis. Hey, did I talk about what I did today already?
You didn't do anything today.
I had 2 job
Speaking
interviews.
Of which, there's the new, a horror movie called Truth or Dare, and it's terrible.
Someone actually tweeted at me about how you cut me off in the podcast way too often.
Well, I do that intentionally.
I saw Captain America today.
Who cares?
Okay, so when I was driving down the highway to go to one of the places I was interviewing at, because it's like 20 minutes away, I swear to God, a guy in a full Captain America costume, like a totally movie-accurate one, with a shield on his back and a helmet and everything, just rode by me in the express lane on a motorcycle. And it was the coolest thing ever, and he looked just like him. It was like he just stepped out of the movies. The costume was so perfect. And I was like, what the fuck? Was that Captain America? And I was like looking out the window, and it was just this full-on perfect costume, and he was like zooming down so fast, and like I was so mad because traffic was so slow because I wanted to catch up to him and see him again, but he was too busy being fast, and I'll never get to ask him the questions about America. I'll never get to ask him who he voted for Because this is a very divisive topic.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about the true controversy.
Yeah. Anyway, also, I did 2 different job interviews today. One of them was at a
At the 2 different strip clubs across town?
Yeah. Okay, so I won't say what places they were, but I'll say that one of them I already kind of worked at somewhere like similar, and then the other one is like the other one is a comic shop.
So you applied to the 2 strip clubs across town?
Yeah. So the first one went pretty good, and I filled out the paperwork like really well, and I like surprisingly had all my shit together with that. And I wasn't expecting an interview. I was just thinking I'd fill out an application. But then I talked to the guy, and apparently my schedule was school, and then potentially working there would be it would work out pretty good. And the fact that I already worked somewhere very similar was pretty helpful for my chances. But get this, right towards the end of the interview, Dylan from high school, remember him?
Yeah.
Bender. He walks in, and apparently he already worked there, and said, "Oh, hey, Xavier," and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And the manager there started asking him about me, and he put in a good word for me, and said I was cool. So thanks, Dylan. That was a stroke of luck. And then the second place, which was the comic shop, that went terribly because they were like, yeah, we're looking for a full-time position. And I was like, I can only do part-time because of school. And he said that he would hold on to my application and keep it on file for when they needed me, which is essentially a polite way of saying fuck off. And he kind of tried to give me a little bit of false hope and be like, well, we get busier in the summer, so maybe we could get a part-time position for you there. And I'm like, you're just being nice. And then I asked them if they had a copy of the Strange Talent of Luther Strode, and they did have it, but they couldn't find it in the stock because the store was so big, and it gets lost. So then I walked out pretty much empty-handed, and I felt like shit.
Nice.
And then I saw Captain America.
The Winter Soldier?
No, just Captain America.
The first Avenger?
Yeah. I have no idea what the context was or why there was a man in a near perfect Captain America outfit. He was also in like really good shape too. Like he really filled out the suit. He looked big. And it was
It's a lot of foam.
just Captain America just rode by on the highway. What a weird time to be alive. I'm sure he was probably like some kind of actor on his way to a birthday or something.
It's a Disney marketing gimmick.
Maybe
he's just a birthday entertainer.
One of my mom's friends from work has a kid that's like really little and loves Spider-Man, and wanted me to show up at his birthday in my costume.
And of course you didn't do it.
Yeah, totally didn't do it.
Because if you did, you'd be a real loser.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. Actually, every time I wear that thing out in public now, like there's usually a little kid that's just so excited and wants to take a picture. Because I wore it for Free Comic Book Day last year, and I was sitting there in the full costume in the passenger seat because I didn't want to drive with it on. And my mom was driving, just because she wanted to pick up some Lady Death comics while we were there. And we were in like the parking lot of like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or something. And like this passing family saw me and thought I was like the coolest ever. And like the little kid there, because he was like this like 3-year-old little boy, and he had a Spider-Man shirt on, and he was so excited, and he started jumping up and down. And my mom like parked the car and was like, go do it. And I got out of the car really fast, went over and gave him a high five, then got back in.
Fucking nerd.
Kids love me.
Good thing, because nobody else does.
Oh. Oh. Oh, my pride hurts. Why do you do these things, Davel?
Because I feel better about myself when I do them.
You're a mean bastard.
Mwahaha. 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 Mwahaha.
I don't know what noise you're making right now, but I want you to never make this noise again. No, stop. Stop it. It's not even a good evil laugh. No, I can't do a good evil laugh unless I'm running up a flight of stairs. I don't know why. I guess there's just something about the motion and the way the diaphragm is contracting and the way I'm breathing.
You're a weird person.
The elevation, something. I can do a really good, like, full-on Shao Kahn laugh if I'm running up a flight of stairs.
What a nerd.
No, you. Stop calling me a nerd all the time, Armin Tamzarian.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Armin.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Man, I want to start calling Ben Reilly Armin Tamzarian.
Armin Zimmerman?
No. Stop it.
Armin Zimmerman.
Why are you like this?
Armin Zimmerman?
He can't keep getting away with it!
He
can't keep getting away with it!
Shocker!
Hold on. Shocker! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
That's the best.
You can't escape me! Shocker!
That's what happens when you do what you do.
I did a way better one during that live stream of the PS1 Spider-Man.
Shocker!
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 Oh, what a shocker.
Do you know Max Landis wrote like a fanfic about the Shocker once?
That sounds like something he'd do.
I wonder if him and TJ Miller are part of a club.
So, what would be the most creepy, like the most creepy, sexual assaulty, movie ever?
Okay, Louis C.K., Kevin Spacey.
Louis C.K. And Kevin Spacey star, produced by Harvey Weinstein, directed by No.
I know what you're gonna say. I'm so
co-directed by Bryan Singer and Brett Ratner.
Both of them. It's so bad. Who's that one girl from Smallville who had like a sex cult that enslaved people? That girl should be in there. She'll be the female lead.
Written by Max Landis,
of course.
And with the special help of David Ayer.
Oh.
Anybody else?
Wait, what? David Ayer? What did he do?
He made Suicide Squad.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty sexually assaulty.
So there's the ultimate Diddleman movie.
That sounds bad. You know what? I hope they make that movie, because then it would be really easy for like someone to go all Punisher on it. Because then you have them all in one place.
Oh, and Roman Polanski also.
What did he do?
He raped an underage girl and then fled the country.
What did he direct? I feel like I've heard his name before, but I can't remember in what context.
Rosemary's Baby.
Okay, yeah.
He's actually like a fairly iconic director.
I know, that's why I've heard his name so often. I feel like I even heard someone talk about him. Did he direct Chinatown?
I'm gonna look it up.
I feel like he might have been the director of Chinatown.
He's directed Cul-de-sac, Rosemary's Baby, Macbeth, Chinatown.
He did! I knew it!
The Pianist.
See, I am a film school student. Chinatown's a great movie, by the way.
Why?
I mean, it's just like this perfect noir crime thriller sort of story. Like, if you love L.A. noir, it's basically just a movie version of that.
It's also directed by a pedophile.
Yeah.
The same month, Marianne Barnard accused Polanski of having assaulted her in 1975, when she was 10 years old.
Oh, no. But the movie's really good.
On 11 March 1977, 3 years after making Chinatown, Polanski was arrested at Jack Nicholson's home for the sexual assault of 13-year-old Samantha Gailey.
Who's she?
She was modeling for Polanski during a Vogue magazine photo shoot around the pool.
Oh, no.
Polanski was indicted on 6 counts of criminal behavior, including rape. And then he fled the country.
Man, you gotta be a real fiend to get in trouble for that in the 70s, too. Because, no one cared about that back then. Everyone got away with everything. They're only getting in trouble for it now. Like, look at Kevin Spacey. Look how long ago he did his shit.
Exactly. On the day before sentencing in 1978, Polanski left the country on a flight to London. One day after, he left for France. As a French citizen, he's been protected from extradition and has lived mostly in France since then.
What an asshole.
Yeah. Thanks, France.
I wish we didn't talk about rape so much in this podcast sometimes. I don't like that subject.
Well, I mean, it's just something about you. I blame this on you.
Too far. Anyway.
Why? So, aren't you excited that A Quiet Place is going to be a thing?
Nice segue, buddy.
I just have my own little rant about A Quiet Place, okay?
Okay.
So, do you know what A Quiet Place shows people?
That it's really awkward when you make a joke about raping someone. And then they don't know how to respond. And then you have to start talking about a movie.
No, here's the thing. So, you know how
I don't trust you now.
People rant about how there's all these, nobody makes original movies anymore. It's all just the same thing over and over again. Can't Hollywood do creative ideas? Can't they do original things?
Yeah. A lot of people say that.
You know what this movie shows?
Is that you can still do...
They do.
That you do?
They do. You just have to go and see them.
There are so many original movies every year that people actively avoid.
Yes.
And then they complain and go, why is Hollywood so unoriginal? I don't know, you went to the 15th Marvel movie this month, but...
Stop complaining and go and see something new.
You know, Annihilation, no one goes and sees that. That one's great. That's an original IP. That's not based on anything.
It is based on a book.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's still not part of a big ass franchise that's been going for 30 years that has like brand safety where it's like, well, I already know I'll like this. Like, go see movies that are not things you've seen before.
So I'm very glad that A Quiet Place and John Krasinski is getting all the success that he has, because for once somebody made something new. Of course, it's a horror movie, because why would it not be a horror movie?
It's really easy to be original in the horror genre, surprisingly.
What?
It's really easy to do a lot of like original stuff in the horror genre for a lot of directors lately.
Well, also, it's very cheap. They're very cheap.
Oh, yeah. You can make crazy returns on, like, no budget for a horror movie. All you have to do is just direct it well enough that it's scary. And even then, you don't even have to do that. Like, if you just make,
First
like, a
of all,
Paranormal
you don't need
Activity
big stars
movie.
to sell the movie, so you're saving on salaries.
Oh, yeah.
Second of all, you shoot in typically less locations.
Yeah.
So
you just need one. You could almost just do it with one scary location. You could find a bunch of no-name actors that are super cheap, because it actually adds to the immersion if it's actors you don't recognize. It kind of hurts it sometimes when it's like, oh, it's this actor I've seen in a billion things.
And you don't need to spend $1 million on special effects either.
Just do some makeup effects.
I mean, typically it's because the rule is less is more.
Oh, yeah.
So it often encourages you to not use special effects as much.
So that's why the horror genre is so easy to make it big in for a lot of that's where a lot of people get their start too, like John Watts.
Like the director of Aquaman started in horror.
Yeah, James Wan did
the director of what's its name?
Sam Raimi.
No, that's not who I was thinking of.
I'm bringing up a lot of these specific examples.
Director of Shazam started in
because I know my audience all probably want to make a Spider-Man movie one day. Just make a horror movie first, and it'll really increase your chances.
Yeah, the director of Shazam started in horror.
What did he do?
Lights Out.
Oh, that one sucks.
He also made Annabelle Creation.
Oh, that one sucks worse.
Well, he started sucking in horror.
That's a weird sentence.
Yes.
He started sucking in horror.
Uh-huh. Yes, it is. The director of Doctor Strange started in horror.
Yeah, that's true. What did he do? It was Insidious?
Yeah, no, that was James
No,
Wan.
it was Sinister. Though I hate those movie titles. Insidious-ter. Stop doing that. Come up with a better fucking title. Stop just having it just be nefarious. Spooky.
Nefarious,
Sinister. Insidious. Frightening. Like, just come up with a fucking title.
Are you excited for... I don't know.
What was the saddest thing?
Like you. You know who else started in horror?
Who?
The director of Thor Ragnarok.
Did that count as a horror movie, though?
That's the joke. You just ruined the joke.
You know what? I was about due for one, considering how often you do it. I need to ruin some jokes sometimes, okay?
I'm still angry at you.
You know what other joke I ruined?
What?
I watched Mute. So now you can't be mad at me for it now?
I wasn't mad at you even when that happened. I was just making fun of you and giving you a bad time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I only got about like 80% through that movie because it was so fucking boring.
But it was directed by David Bowie's son, so you have to like it.
The only cool part in the whole movie was when the guy from Moon showed up for like half a second. I'm Sam Bell.
Who else started in horror?
Who?
The director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's true. He did a whole bunch of those creepy trauma films. He made
Slither. those creepy Scooby-Doo movies.
Those are horrific. Where they have this like scary Uncanny Valley demon that plays Scooby-Doo, and it's a very ambitious creative. It was it was a very experimental way to do a horror film.
Especially a horror film based on such a beloved property.
Yeah, I mean, it really paid off in the end, because it does. It's just really frightening and off-putting looking at that scary, awful CGI dog.
Yeah.
So, I think it paid off.
So just make all the horror films.
Yeah. It'll open you up to some great possibilities.
You know who else started in horror? The director of Rampage. He directed Cats and Dogs 2, The Revenge of Kitty Galore.
Wait, what?
Which is the most horrible film.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Uwe Boll for a second.
No, the director of San Andreas and Rampage directed Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore. And that is 100%
Uwe Boll is
true.
such a bastard. I hate him so much.
Who is he?
Uwe Boll? You don't know?
No.
He's the director of Rampage: War on Man.
Oh yeah, the new Dwayne Johnson movie?
No. You're doing this. I feel like we talked about this last week too.
Yeah, I'm just pulling your leg.
Stop pulling my leg. Stop it.
Well, I want your leg to be disjointed.
Stop it. My leg hurts.
Yank.
Stop it.
Stop it.
It's like when we're watching a movie together and you actually do like physically harm me several times throughout the process of it. Remember when we did those movie commentaries and there was a spot where you and I just started like full on like fist fighting? And we were like giggling the whole time and we weren't even watching the movie?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, for all those people that didn't watch Alien Week, that's a thing that happened during that.
Also, the new Couch Potatoes features us doing something similar on the couch.
Us just fucking fighting?
Yeah, and Josh is there too.
Oh yeah. I got into a fight with Josh in a parking lot the other day. And no, it wasn't because we were mad. It was because it was during spring break, and he just wanted to hang out, so he brought other David, and they just showed up at my house at like 3 a.m. and like picked me up. Because I wanted to ask him a question about getting like airline tickets. For something.
Why do you need airline tickets?
I don't know. I don't want to spoil that in case a certain someone's listening. But anyway, I was hanging out with him, and we just were driving around. We went to like a 7-Eleven, and then like I bought everyone drinks, and then we got to a parking lot because we needed to stop for a while because I wanted to call my girlfriend because I was like sad that it was taking me so long to get home. After I got done calling her, I noticed that other David and Josh were just like kind of sparring in the parking lot. You know, they're both smiling and laughing and they're having a good time. You know, it's not like it's not a fight. You know, and
they're both joshing it with.
They're just joshing, right?
Josh and the other guy are joshing.
Yeah. So I was like, "Can I join?" And I showed them a cool trick.
You had a cool threesome with them.
No, stop it.
Late at night in a parking lot.
No.
With Josh and other David.
Damn you.
You got into that special kind of fist
You're
fight.
a monster. You're uninvited to my birthday.
I thought I already was.
Somebody
needs to keep track of this, how many times I've been uninvited to his birthday party. So then I can know when I can actually come to his birthday party.
Never. So maybe for every time I uninvite you, that counts for another year that you're not allowed to come. So you can come to my birthday when I'm like 58.
In like 2023.
Yeah, some shit like that. But anyway.
Or 2092.
Yeah, 2099.
Spider-Man.
So anyway, yeah, but
how many Spider-Men are there?
A lot. Too many. Almost. The only thing that there's more of than Spider-Man is
Spider-Women?
People that have Flash powers. There's too many The Flashes.
Or what about people from Krypton?
There's like 40 speedsters. It's annoying because it's so
Including
stupid.
Gorilla Grodd?
The Flash is the most overpowered character in this universe. But he's also, like, severely unspecial, too, because there's, like, 90 other people with the same severely overpowered power. And they're constantly rotating out, like, because of reboots and time travel shenanigans. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the thing I was trying to tell you is that, apparently I have weird nerve endings when it comes to pain. Like there's some kind of genuine medical research that people with, like, red hair and freckles have, like, a super high pain threshold. And I told Other David...
That explains so much about
I told Other David to punch me as hard as he possibly could in my arm, and I didn't even blink, and he hurt his hand. And what's funny is that I didn't feel it very much, like it was all muffled. But the bruise that I got the next day is just this giant black spot on my arm. And it doesn't hurt, but it looks so hideous. It looks like someone, like, it looks terrible.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, speaking of people who can run really fast, did you see the trailer for Incredibles 2?
No.
Are you excited for Incredibles 2?
I think they waited too long. I'm just not into it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's it's purely on me. That's my fault. I should have been more patient, but I just am not really that interested anymore. Like,
here's a hot take for you. Incredibles 1 was good, but it wasn't amazing. It's not quite the perfect movie that everybody says it is.
I think it's very good. I think it's really good. I mean, I've never seen it as like a masterpiece, like greatest movie of all time.
That's what I'm saying, is it's not a masterpiece.
I definitely think it's really good, but
here's what's part of makes it good is that there's only one.
Okay, that's true.
That's part of what made it good. Is that, I mean, one thing that I do like about, like, the Brad Bird animation movies is that they're also feel very retro in their own way. Like, I haven't seen it, but Iron Giant is a lot of, like, homaging to sort of, like, classic 50s sci-fi alien invasion movies.
A lot of B-movie stuff.
And then, like, Incredibles is sort of like Golden Age comic books or Silver Age comic book stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, Ratatouille is, like, sort of like old France.
Yeah, there's a lot of French filmmaking kind of nods in there.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of cool. And the one joke that I do love that feels that, like, that really gives you that sort of retro feel to it is the joke about new math. It's like, how can you change math? Because that was, like, a big thing. Like,
yeah.
If you look at, like in the 60s, like, there's jokes about it in stuff like really old Peanuts comics. How can they change math? It was the same joke in everything. But it's like, to me it feels like a meta joke, how it's referencing those jokes.
Kind of?
And that's what I love it.
Hey, here's another cool movie for you. It's a French film. Check out The 400 Blows.
Delicatessen?
No, The 400 Blows.
I'll watch Delicatessen.
Okay. But it's a kind of old French movie. It's in black and white.
Frenchy French movie? Mm-hmm.
Actually, it might be. Wait, is it? I think it's in... I don't think it was in color. No, it wasn't. Yeah, okay. I watched it like 2 weeks ago, and for some reason I was worried that it was a color film, and I just forgot.
Why is it that Daisy Ridley's face is always really sweaty? Like, in just like almost every part of the Star Wars movies, she's just always got that really sweaty face.
There's another actor like that that's always sweaty whenever you see them. I can't remember who though. There's this one actor who just always looks like he's just drenched in water.
Let's see, I'm gonna look at it. Is it Tom Cruise?
No.
Is it Harrison Ford?
I feel like it's someone like vaguely related to Michael Bay.
Megan Fox?
Maybe. Although I feel like everyone
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah? He always in the Transformers movies, he always looks like he's just drenched in sweat and dirt. He always looks disgusting.
Everybody's always sweaty in Michael Bay movies, though. It's just weird because, like, in Star Wars, Daisy Ridley is always kind of sweaty, but nobody else really is.
Every character in a Transformers movie looks like they've just been furiously masturbating while rolling down a hill.
In the
middle of July.
In the middle of July in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas, yeah.
During the day. The only person who's
sweltering
kind of almost
sun.
as sweaty. The only person who's almost as sweaty as Daisy Ridley has to be Adam Driver.
Well, but it's weird because he doesn't look like he's like got like sweat droplets like her. He's just glossy. He's just got like a thin layer. Like he looks wet. Like
exactly.
Like not wet as in you poured water on him. Like wet as in like a melting ice cube. Where just like the surface of him is like is liquid.
Can somebody explain to me why they find Adam Driver attractive?
Because his shoulders are broader than a truck, I guess.
Ben Swallow?
I can't tell if people did that meme because he looked terrible or attractive. Because I don't think he looks either. I just think he looks like a kind of weird guy with his shirt off and his pants are too tall.
Yeah, he looks weird to me, but like, I think there are women who find Adam Driver very attractive.
I mean, you could do some fun stuff with his nose, I guess.
You'd also never imagine this based upon his screen impression, but he's like a veteran. He served in the Army or something, or the Marines.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you'd never think about that. Like, of all the people who just exude that sort of, like, military idea, it's Adam Driver, star of the HBO hit show Girls.
I think hit is a very strong word.
It was very successful for many years.
I think I saw one episode of it really late at night while I was just scrolling through
Well, you're not their target market.
Movie channels, and I feel like I thought it was softcore porn for a little bit, but I was like, why does everyone in this softcore porno look really frumpy?
Because that's the idea.
Like that girl's kind of short and fat, but like she's still hot, I guess. And then like I think I saw Adam Driver, and I was like, that guy's nose is big. You could probably do some fun stuff with that.
Are you trying to justify your sexual fantasies of Adam Driver?
No, I'm just trying to make the joke that if you straddled never mind. I'm a very...
It's okay, I won't kink shame.
No, you do all the time, though! You spend several minutes of this podcast just kink shaming me for kinks that aren't even real.
So?
You call me a slut all the time.
Is that a bad thing?
Yes?
No. It's not a bad thing.
It's not a term of endearment.
It's not bad, though.
I'd like to hear your reasoning for that.
It's a term of endearment.
I just said... Ah! You're infuriating.
But it's not, though.
Stop arguing!
I will never stop arguing.
God damn it! It's like talking to my parents. And they're like, oh, Xavier, we're so irresponsible and we don't make good money decisions. Oh, we're always stressed out about something. I was like, oh, maybe we don't have to eat fast food every single night. And they're like, oh, shut up, you're a kid. And I'm like, no, shut up, you're a kid. And they're like, damn, you right.
Just shut up and go to therapy.
Like with them or by myself?
Whichever's cheapest.
Yeah, because I make good money decisions and I don't spend it on a bunch of bullshit! Who the fuck needs to buy like 8 new pairs of pants in one trip? You already have like 20! There weren't holes in your jeans before!
Yeah, you need all the jeans. But what if you want to wear 2 pairs of jeans at once? What's wrong with that?
Whether you're pre-existing 2 pairs of jeans?
No.
You need to buy a new one.
2 new pairs. You have to buy a pair of jeans that's bigger than your existing ones, so you can wear them on top of your existing ones.
It functions as a sort of makeshift chastity belt because it's really hard to get off 1 pair of skinny jeans, but if you have 2, no one will be able to ever have sex with you.
What if...
Double skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans are secretly a chastity device?
I mean, do you know how many people have become sterilized because it's like crushing everything down there too often?
It's a secret plot.
It's a population control.
The whole time.
It's a method of population control introduced by the government. They've been trying to slowly but surely trick us into thinking skinny jeans look good somehow.
I'm speaking of Alex Jones, I'm disappointed to say that there are a surprising amount of people who I have met at college who will say, like, yeah, Alex Jones is a crazy person, but he says some true things every now and then.
No.
Like, no. He is literally a crazy person.
Yeah? No arguments here, man.
Crazy. What?
No arguments here.
But, like, people actually think that he says some true things
about the frogs
every now and then, and I don't understand how.
Okay.
Do you?
I don't understand. I don't pay enough attention to politics. I just remember that one stupid thing he said about the frogs, and I've been led to believe that he's like that all the time.
He is.
Which sounds exhausting. Like, he's so intense. Like, just Jesus.
He's also a fraud who tries to sell you diet pills so he can buy Rolexes.
But he's so fat. Why would a guy like that sell diet pills? I guess he's not been using his own product, huh?
No.
Just like any good drug dealer.
What do you know about Pineapple Express?
The movie?
The movie.
I have seen, like, the first 10 minutes of it, and also, like, 5 or 6 minutes of it near the end.
Okay. Do you want to guess what the director of Pineapple Express is making as his next movie?
A biography of Alex Jones?
Nope.
Pineapple Express 2?
Nope. Halloween.
Oh, God.
And do you want to know who co-wrote it?
Who?
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride's a talented man, actually. I think Danny McBride is like genuinely a really good actor, and I think even a good writer.
Isn't that such a weird thing to have the director of Pineapple Express?
You know what? I was weirded out by that part, but when you said Danny McBride, it actually pulled me back a little bit because I think he's actually really good. Like, people don't ever give him credit for it or ever talk about it, but like, if you watch that show Vice Principals, like, he does some pretty intense acting in that.
I mean, he wasn't bad in Alien Express.
Alien Express?
Express Covenant.
Alien Express! No, that's the new title of that movie, is Alien Express! The opening scene, the ship just, like, jumps out of hyperspace, and it says the Alien Express on the side, and then Michael Fassbender is standing inside going, boy, I hope that name's ironic somehow.
And then they start making out.
And they just start furiously making out. And then James Franco is in the back just screaming and he's on fire.
Wouldn't it be, I would not be surprised if Ridley Scott would just direct a very big budget porno where Michael Fassbender has passionate wild passionate sex with Michael Fassbender.
And the opening line is, "Go fuck yourself." And he goes, "Very well then, David."
I just feel like that was something that the director of Gladiator would do.
Yeah.
Don't you disagree? Do you disagree?
I don't. But anyway, that show Vice Principals is really good. You should check it out. It's like actually, not only is it really funny, but it's got some good drama moments, and it's got a pretty cool mystery plot sort of going for it too. And it's yeah, I like it.
So Jamie Lee Curtis is back in the Halloween movie, directed from the director of Pineapple Express.
You know, I don't know. I'm concerned with did they are they making Halloween 2 no longer canon? Cuz I wouldn't like that.
It's 40 years after the original.
Because Halloween 2...
Plot. Taking place 40 years after the original Halloween, Laurie Strode once again comes face to face with Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Oh, that guy you want to play Dr. Evil, but not Austin Powers?
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, so, I don't know, you probably don't know anything about the story of that series, right? Let me give you a bit of a quick refresher, okay? So this little kid wearing a clown costume goes like absolutely berserk and kills his older sister on Halloween, right? And then he's taken to a mental asylum where he spends the rest of his days, you know, or was intended to, because he becomes like so insane, he's like bordering on catatonic. Like he just is unresponsive to stimuli. He doesn't talk. He just works out and just stares. And like there's this psychologist who thinks he's pure evil and wants him to never escape. Then one day when he's like in his 30s and he's like a super buff, strong dude man, he finally escapes, and then he starts chasing after this girl named Laurie Strode. And she's like babysitting for some kids on Halloween. And she thinks she kills him after a very long struggle and several of her friends getting butchered. And then at the end, it kind of has this ambiguous ending where it makes you think he disappeared. So the thing about it is that it doesn't tell you any like concrete reason why he went after her specifically. But Halloween 2 takes place in the same night where she goes to a hospital, to decompress after the whole thing, and then he follows her there, and it's revealed that she was adopted, and it's actually her brother, and he's like on some kind of quest to kill all of his remaining family or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And that was cool, and I think that was a good addition to the story, and actually really made it make sense. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of that movie, he fucking dies. Like, super hard. Like, they blow him up. And he's on fire. And they stabbed his eyeballs out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they, like, tried to make the series, like, an anthology thing where the third one has nothing to do with anything. And it's like a movie about a satanic cult trying to use Halloween to murder children. And then the fourth one is the return of Michael Myers, and he shows up, and Jamie Lee Curtis didn't want to be there. Mickles. He shows back up. Mickles comes back from the dead, and he's looking for Laurie Strode under the bed. And he's got a William Shatner mask wrapped around his head.
Yes, William Shatner is the best.
Did you know that's actually what that mask is?
William Shatner is a horrible, terrifying
Michael
monster,
Myers' mask is just a very heavily modified William Shatner mask.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, they just took off the hair from the sides and then like painted it white.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Michael Myers he starts chasing after like his niece or something, and then it's like revealed like that there's like some kind of satanic cult that like specifically chose him to be some kind of like avatar of destruction or something, and he's got to kill the rest of his bloodline to fulfill a prophecy. And then they force him to have sex with his niece so that he births some kind of evil spawn child that'll become like his replacement, but then they abandon that storyline because it was so fucked up. And then Paul Rudd kills Michael Myers by beating him to death with
like you do.
Did you know Paul Rudd was in a Halloween movie and he beats him with a pipe? And that's it. He just goes over and little meek 20-something-year-old Paul Rudd just beans him in the head with a pipe and then just smashes him repeatedly. And that's how he beats him at the end of that movie. And then they did a great movie called Halloween H2O, where it was set 20 years after the first one, and it was like
Halloween Water?
Yes. Well, it was Halloween. Yeah, I think it's
H20, not H2O.
Well, I mean, everyone calls it H2O, but it is H20. But anyway,
like H20 makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's set 20 years later, and it's like a direct sequel to Halloween 2, where they keep up with the storyline that Laurie Strode is his sister, right? And apparently she's been like dealing with it for 20 years and like trying to get over it, but still has like all kinds of PTSD from what happened. And, you know, he comes back finally, and they basically say that all those other movies in between were non-canon and just fucking don't pay attention to them. And it's a really awesome movie because Michael Myers goes after her again, but this time she's like in her 40s and she's an adult, and she's been preparing her whole life for him to come back. So she starts just like subverting all of the tropes from the series by just kicking his ass the whole time. And it becomes almost like Home Alone, where he's just like, every time he tries to do something like spooky, she just fucks it up royally. And then at the very end, after she's dropped him off a building or whatever, and like the ambulance are carting him off, and they're gonna do the thing where it's like, oh, he kills the ambulance driver, right?
The Amber
Lamps. She grabs a gun and then takes the ambulance and like kicks the driver out and then drives it off into the woods and then hits the brakes super hard so he flies through the windshield, and then she pins him up against a tree in the woods with the car, then gets out and then decapitates him violently with an axe because she was so prepared for him to come back. And she just like totally ruined that ending, and it was awesome. And then they did the final movie in the series after that, after he was decapitated, where then they pulled this dumbass stunt where it was revealed that he switched places with the ambulance driver in like the 30 seconds he was in the back of the car, and then slit the guy's vocal cords so that he couldn't speak with the mask on, and then she decapitated some Randy, and then
that's really dumb.
And then he comes back at her again, and then for some reason all of her superpowers from the last one about being able to like stop him at every turn just disappear, and the movie starts with her and him like almost like falling off a building together, but he'll survive it because he's him, and she dies, right? And then the rest of it is a found footage horror movie about a bunch of teens staying at Michael Myers' old house for a night.
So she's Shim? He's him and she's Shim?
Yeah. But anyway, she's dead.
Yay!
Yeah, and then, so, Busta Rhymes, the rapper...
What?
...is the host of a reality show where it's like, can these kids stay in Michael Myers' old haunted-ass house, which looks different every time you see it, for one night? And they all have, like, a bunch of GoPros or whatever strapped to them, and it's like a found footage thing, right? Because it was like the early 2000s, and they were trying to figure out how to inject life back into this dead franchise. And then Michael Myers, of course, shows back up for some reason, and he's so pissed that everyone's in his house. And, you know, all these teens, for some reason, despite having all their actions being streamed live on a TV event, they all still try to have sex anyway in this old house. And then Michael Myers kills a whole bunch of them. And you want to know what is the canonical death of Michael Myers?
Well, except for this new movie.
Well, yeah, but of the original timeline, which lasted like 8 movies, is Busta Rhymes shows up and then uses his kung fu to fight Michael Myers in a burning building and kicks him so hard that he falls out of the second-story window and he's dead.
Sounds like a good idea.
Busta Rhymes is the only person in existence that can kill this unkillable demon man who has been invincible forever, and he just kicks him out of a window, and that's it. And the house burns down, and Busta Rhymes is making jokes, and he knows kung fu.
Mm-hmm. This is good.
This is good. This is good writing. And then
I think we're gonna
Rob Zombie.
You know, I think with that we're gonna wrap up.
No, I have 2 more movies to talk about.
No.
And then Rob Zombie is a guy who's like,
Nobody cares about the Rob Zombie movies.
He's like, don't remake classic horror movies. You'll ruin them.
Nobody cares about the Rob Zombie movies.
We can just say they suck. For 20 years, don't remake old horror movies because you'll ruin it. He flat out told them to not make the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, right? And then that fucking hypocrite goes and makes both of those, and then for some reason they're just about Michael Myers as a little kid.
Nobody cares. Like, nobody cares about those movies.
Not even Rob Zombie cared.
Yeah.
Just did it for the paycheck.
So I think we can wrap it up and go and see the new Rob Zombie Zombie-less Halloween remake starring Jamie Lee Curtis.
Can we do a new segment of the show every week where I just explain the plot of something really complicated and stupid, and try and make it as succinct and as succinct and as easy to digest as possible, but still it's stupid?
I was kind of not half listening there, so.
Well, I think that was funny. I think that was good. I say we keep that.
I'm gonna leave the audience aside. Bye.
Bye.